All right, Emmanuel's here. So if you remember back in December, we did a garage giveaway. Emmanuel won, so he got on a plane, came here. The reason why it took so long is because you're building your house, right? So the house is done. He actually lived in Hawaii, now in Chesapeake, Virginia. And so he's down here. We're going to spend the day kind of working through what we're choosing for his garage. We have some specs and we have some photos and stuff like that we're going to go through. So Kyle's going to sit here and mock it up. We're going to start high level and pick flooring, lighting, cabinets, deal with the door, paint, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll kind of nut it down to tools and detailing supplies and shelves and where all that stuff's going to go and all that stuff. So let's start with, I think we should start with the floor and then kind of work through that. So the garage dimensions are 21 feet 4 by 21 feet deep. Right, and then there's a little jut out for the entry for the house, which is like 3 by 3. So you have another 9 square feet there in the corner.
And this is kind of opposite of what I have.
So what color?
So for floors, we would like black floors. I like a lot of black colors.
So just think about this like a black car, right? So if we do black floors, you can see it underneath you here. The black does tend to show dirt more, but we've done black floors before and it looks great. You're just going to have to clean it more, just like normal. And the black Swisstrax is great. The other nice thing is if we do black in certain areas, we can choose to do some black. We can do some black rubber tracks next to the cabinet as well. Do that pretty seamlessly depending on where the cabinets go. When we do the design, we go use Swisstrax Designer. So you just put in our dimensions there and just go all black.
Black and then not necessarily a border, but like a silver square in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll give us some contrast.
Kind of like what we do with the inset border.
Yes. So just like this.
Yeah.
So there's
colors.
pearl silver, which is a light silver with a sheen to it. There's pearl gray, which is just a little darker version of the same tile. And then this here that we have is slate gray. So slate gray has, you can see next to it, has a matte finish to it. Do you think, would you want to go brighter silver, like a pearl silver finish?
Yes, because I do like the checkered look for the black and white, but I figured something like this would be easier to
got it. Okay,
together.
Cool. So the garage has, in the photos, the garage has a stem wall, and that's what that little jut out is. That's so the house is lifted up from the garage, and you keep water out of the house there. So that little stem wall there, we're going to paint.
Yep.
And the Swisstrax will butt up next to that. And a lot of the stem wall isn't going to be visible because depending on where we put the cabinets. And so we'll choose to paint that a certain color. And because you could epoxy it or do something, but I don't think that's even necessary. You can probably just paint it because it's not like you're going to be walking on it. But that stem wall there is something we'll have to address. But the Swisstrax will cut it right up next to that. Does it show what the transition looks like into the garage in the photos? Okay, so just a normal flush transition. So we would just do a normal edge piece up to the garage door. Trying to lay out a very specific parking border in a garage of this size is, we can probably figure it out, but generally the best thing to do is just to carry a square down the middle. And then we'll float the floor and cut it. It will cut the tiles. So although the designer here is not reflecting it, we'll center it up when we're actually physically in location. So is that what you're thinking, something like that?
Yep.
And now, depending on where you put cabinets,
on whether or not we do
back
rubber
wall,
tracks.
left wall, side wall, we can kind of float this out.
Okay.
So let's leave that. Let's just leave that up, and let's go back to talk about cabinets. So Kyle thinks we should do cabinets on the left. I think we should do cabinets on the back, but it's your garage. What do you want to do?
It looks better having them on the back.
Yeah.
But you'll have more working space if they're on the side, because you're only going to be using the garage for one vehicle.
Yes.
So if you have one vehicle in there, we don't have a lot of depth here.
Okay.
but you have, because of one vehicle, you're going to have plenty of space to the left and right. So that's my philosophy of why you would want to go to the sides.
I would want to go on
stuff.
the back wall because of that. You open the garage door and it's just
I kind
magical.
of want to show the
Right.
You walk in and like, wow, this is.
So show them what you're talking about there. So if we do cabinets on the left wall, we could very easily do MSS Plus.
Yeah.
If we do cabinets on the back wall, we could do it. But your working room, so your parking room will be fine, but your working room when parked in there, my guess is the vast majority of the time, especially you're near the northeast, in the summer it'll be hot, but most of the time when you're working on, if you're detailing a car or changing some tires or something like that, you're probably gonna have the garage door open.
Yeah.
But we're also talking about positioning the lift as well. And so the tricky part here is if you put cabinets along the back wall, it limits your ability, your working room between where the car is, where the lift is going to sit, and where the drawers open.
This one's a little bit, and the X5 is going to be in the garage.
Yeah, it'll be a X5.
Okay, so I think this was a little bit closer in. Yeah, 3 feet 8 inches.
So MSS Plus cabinets are roughly 26 inches deep.
Okay.
MSS cabinets are a little shy of 20 inches deep. So you're talking 6 inches difference, which is pretty substantial. You can see them here. And so, I mean, we can do whichever one you want. The disadvantage to doing an MSS Plus, that's an MSS?
Yeah, this is MSS.
So that's 20 inches deep. So that leaves 2 feet,
Okay.
which is not, barely enough to open a drawer. So you're gonna be tight.
Yeah.
If you take another 6 inches and add on to that, now you're at 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
And so I think what you'll find with MSS Plus is that if we put MSS Plus on the back wall like that and make it this kind of marquee from a artistic point of view, I think you're going to find that parking, you're going to have to put a tennis ball on the roof. I mean, it's going to feel really close. When you have to pull up a foot to something, especially in an SUV, I mean, you'll get used to it, but maybe your wife doesn't as much.
The problem with that, unless she backs in or you back in.
We always back in the cars.
Okay, so you would be getting out of this side. And we go just flip this around then, just so we're accurate. You'll be getting out over here and then getting in, but so you
You
got
won't be able
groceries
to
or something.
open the
Yeah, you
trunk.
won't be able to open the trunk at all. Whereas without cabinets, you have full access. So
I'll put them on the left. The cabinets on the left side.
Okay.
and that opens us up a lot for design and what we can do.
Okay,
and
so
all
let's go
that
back
too.
to the flooring then.
Okay.
And so there's 2 ways you can do this. We can cut the floor around the cabinets, or we can put the cabinets on the floor. And so if we're going to set it up this way, I would suggest that we do, we would do the rubber tracks. We'd do 2 rows of rubber tracks in front of the cabinets. But if we do 2 rows of rubber tracks, they don't make it in gray.
I see.
So we have 2 options. We can leave the gray border, or we can do, the anti-stress, and we can walk next door. I can show you the difference. It's like a 20% difference in how it feels when you're standing on the tiles. And so if we did, rubber tracks like that, it would actually have to be 2. It would have to be.
It would obviously be identical. It would look the same as regular tiles.
But it would have to be not the second tile, and it would have to be the third and fourth tile.
So okay.
Like that, yeah.
Let me put this back to.
Because we would have to do underneath the cabinets. You can't put rubber underneath the cabinets because it'll sink. It's too soft. So it would have to look something like that. Now, again, the tiles will be the same color. They match.
Okay.
And so that's another thing we could do. Yeah, just make it smaller.
Yeah, well, it's
border.
only going to be for one car anyway, so.
Yeah, that would work out great. Now
And
we
then
also
when you're installing it, we'll just we'll kind of float it to get it centered up,
Okay.
and then cut on the left and right.
and then we have black edge pieces on the garage door opening. like that.
And that's 14 right there, so it'll be perfect.
And then we have the issue of, we were talking about doing some sort of workout area for your wife. And so we were talking about doing some smooth. So you see the smooth tracks here? And so smooth looks like that.
I see. She will have a mat that she'll work on top of too. So the floors won't be too much because she has her exercise mat to be on top of.
So, I don't know, you lay down on the darn floor and see what it feels like. I don't know if you, we could do a section of smooth. My guess is you'd probably do it up near the doorway, up in the top right. What do you think?
Knowing her, she might even do it closer to the opening of the garage so that she can get air coming inside.
Open the garage and kind of...
Got it. So basically with her, we're mainly just going to have a cabinet with some stuff in it.
We don't even have to do a cabinet per se, as long as she has like 1 or 2 shelves just to put like some bands and maybe some...
Right, that's what I'm saying, in a shelf in the cabinet.
Yes,
in like
that should be fine.
Okay.
If we end up doing lowers, just lower cabinets over here, we could do just the standard, regular cabinet, and then she could just use that entire lower cabinet for all of her stuff or whatever. We could always do some... They have smooth rubber tracks as well. So if, say, we wanted to do like a smooth section over here, maybe in front of the like air compressor or whatever, you could do something, maybe in this corner here, or I don't know.
Well, I think that we can, unless we're going to demarc, I think he's right. I mean, if you do the right kind of mat, then you can just go right on top of regular rib tracks.
Because it would be a
little
stark
weird.
Difference. Like, it would look strange having just like, kind of like this. It's just kind of weird.
Right, I think if you're going to do smooth, it would have to be something symmetrical. All right, so let's talk about our cabinet array. So go to our tool set we need, I'll look that up, of how many drawers we need. So we need at least a 720 and an 8 and a 890.
I have a full list of, well, you've got the full list, I guess, too. So I've got it set right now with okay, we're going to do MSS Plus.
Yeah, so,
So I need to redo all this. Because right now this is all MSS.
So the MSS Plus kit that I put together is 1,250 tools. It's $15,000, and we need 6 empty. So we need 6 890 drawers and 13 720 drawers. So that means we need 2 720 8-drawer cabinets and at least 1 8-drawer 890 cabinet.
We're not going to do any corner stuff, right?
No.
What about the
1540? Well, let's see what symmetry looks like here.
How many of each did you say again? 2 720s.
We need at least 2 720s and 1 890. So I think we do all
of room to
all
do.
drawered cabinets. So if we could do 2 890s and 2 720s, I think I'd like that better than having a 1540. The problem with the 1540, unless you do 2 1540s, then maybe we could do that. We could do 2 1540s, would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Next to each other if we can fit it.
So here's...
So the 1540 the 1540 cabinet has a big long drawer and then has an 890 and a 720 underneath it.
These are obviously not, exact, but color-wise and dimensionally, they're pretty much right on.
How has stock
do-
been on 1540s? Do you know?
I don't know. We've not really done a lot of them yet.
Yeah, that'd be the question.
I think we've only done one, honestly. Kaz Garage up in Canada.
So that would dictate. So here's what the 1540 looks like.
That looks nice.
So that's a 1540. And the cool thing, it has this big tall drawer. So a 1540, if we did that, it would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. That's not going to work for our tool set. Scrap that. Because we need...
Yeah, because it doesn't have as many drawers.
Right. It has the big drawers in the bottom. I don't think we're going to have enough room to do two 1540s and then another 720. Because two 1540s would only get us...
We could, but we wouldn't be able to do any like tall lockers or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get so much more useful space out of... Now, the 1540 top drawer can fit, you know, foam inlays. 1, 2 foam inlays.
So let's say we bump this all the way up to that little power panel bump out. Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of room.
Yeah, and we could move the compressor if we had to.
2 and 2, and then do we want to put maybe some lockers?
Yeah, definitely. I don't love that right loaded. We can't fit.
Oh, we don't want to do.
Is that a
That's a 965.
right, which is the double door.
We could do a 6, like 650s on either end, or 2 650s on the end over there.
So we don't have enough room to fit a 965.
Not on either end.
No.
We could do one with a 650 on one of the other ends. So like a 9665 and then a 650. So it wouldn't be able to be perfectly symmetrical.
Yeah, I mean, we really need to get... Now, the uppers are a lot bigger than MSS Plus. You can get a lot more in there. So all our Milwaukee stuff can go in the uppers if we wanted to. We will have some big bottom drawers to work with.
Because over here, we had 60 inches. Yeah, which is pretty much right here. So we have another foot to play with, and that's it.
Yeah. I think the compressor needs to go in the corner there.
Well, we wouldn't be able to bring these over anymore, because that is the power panel, electrical panel.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, but 60 inches is to the end of this, so we could bring it over a little bit. So we do have...
Does the stem wall stick out that whole bump out there?
Yeah. It's not all the way around the garage, but it's this entire side. So this...
That's flush with the stem wall.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't have to factor that in at all.
And is that a single... Is that a quad power? What is that thing?
Oh, that's the outlets there.
I don't think it says on here. No.
Yeah, that's for our appliances in the kitchen. Something about they moved the code where they need to have the power cord outlets out there.
So it's a single 20 amp wall outlet.
This is a 30 amp, I think.
Yeah,
right
we're
here.
just not going to use that. You can plug a TV into a 30 amp outlet. That's what we should do.
TV somewhere.
All right, so compressor's in the corner. The reason why we put the compressor in the corner there is because we can get power to it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can easily tie into this.
Oh, perfect.
Right?
And it should fit in this area, no
Yeah,
problem.
the area is pretty deep.
Yeah. I think it's 33 inches there.
Yeah.
30 inches.
So let me check.
So my thought about, some people like to do a real symmetrical layout for cabinets and stuff. Like I think Matt prefers a symmetrical look. I would prefer to have actually all of the lockers on the one side,
I do as well.
because then it kind of opens it up. And then you have, as you come into the garage from the front, it's open to you, and you have the workspace there that's open and ready to go, as opposed to kind of being closed off. All right, I feel like I have to go around the tall locker to get to my workspace.
That's what I like, the lockers to be side by side because it gives a more
Okay.
open feeling as you come into the garage.
So now the question is, do you want 2 single door lockers like this one here,
Or one double.
so it looks like that, or we can do one, because of our width, we can do one double door like this. It looks like that.
I would do double door. Yeah, I like that. It's
So if
So
you did
single double
but if-
door. But so you would get
a single and a double door? Is that what you said?
no just a well, can we fit a single and a double? Can we fit a 965
so.
and a 650?
I think so. Let's see.
And dimensionally, you're gonna push the cabinets out, 3 inches off the wall too. They're not gonna be flush.
okay.
You can get them flush up against the stem wall.
Right. That's
So this
but-
this is stem wall.
yeah, got it.
So I just left
Yeah, because
this
if we go
flush.
all the way to the corner, so if the cabinet array pushes all the way to that back corner, and it comes all the way up and is flush with the electrical panel box, that little wall, you wouldn't even know that the stem wall is pushing it up. Like you wouldn't even know that there's a 3-inch gap.
Right.
Pretty sure we have a gap on the back of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a gap, but this is dimensionally this is the stem wall.
yeah.
So there's still another 4 inches. Yeah, actually we'd be fine. So with the single and the double.
And do the single. Single would be
Right.
a right opening door,
Yeah.
so
And
it
you
would
could-
open up against the wall.
You could do the single over here or the single over here. And you can flip these around whichever way you want to do it. Even though this shows two, this is the single.
Okay.
This would be the single door.
Now countertop, we have a few options. We could do a custom one-piece countertop. We could do the stainless, the ones that are custom made specifically for Sonic, or they have a light wood finish as well. What do you think? Countertops. Do you like stainless better?
I like stainless because it'll contrast against the black really
Okay.
well and it really stands out.
And I mean, one thing to think about too, if we wanted to get cool with it or different with it, we could even get into like the little portable cabinets or something like that if you wanted to. And those maintain the drawers that we need still.
Right. Yeah, but it's so close.
Yeah, you're not going to be rolling it. You don't have a
Yeah.
big shop to
Yeah.
roll it around in.
Yeah, the only advantage of doing that is then you have a box you can take out and turn it into a workstation where you can sit there if you wanted to.
Yeah, like you can
In
roll
your-
it
in
over
your
to the other
space.
side
I see.
of the garage if you wanted to. I just think they look cool. That's really my thing.
I'm down for it. I like cool, different, let people see different options.
Yeah.
Especially, normally see something like this.
So like we could flip this around so that the 890s are on the sides, the 720s are in the middle.
Yeah, but we only have 4 cabinets, so it won't work.
Why? Just
The countertop. Countertop's going to be seamed in the middle, unless you did.
it has the bridge unit that goes above.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
it'll bridge that gap so the countertop can still go on top.
Okay, yeah.
The only thing with if you did that, you would lose your symmetry. So there wouldn't be,
DoorDash guy is here.
there'd be, 890s over here, 720 regular cabinet, and then a 700 or 720, portable cabinet. So it wouldn't be symmetrical.
I see what you mean.
But
It'll look like that.
But to me, I like having kind of a cool layout that looks a little different that maybe isn't symmetrical.
yeah.
Myself.
Well, and symmetry doesn't matter as much because we're on the left side of the garage anyway.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I like the breakup. I think it's pretty cool having the
Yeah.
wheels pulling it out.
The only thing we won't be able to do is
That's such expensive real estate. I mean, I think that recycling bins only come in when you have like
a bunch of space to work
15 cabinets. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, that's a $2,000 cabinet that requires that much space. That means you can't have another cabinet.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be awesome to have a hose reel cabinet and a recycling bin cabinet, but then you lose 16 drawers.
I see what you mean. Okay.
So what I would do is put a little garbage can in my 965 in the corner there. You know, just set the height a little bit higher in the bottom and put a little garbage can there or something like that.
Okay.
Or we can get a pretty looking garbage can somewhere else, or put it underneath the sink. That actually might work pretty well.
So over here where you have your
The sink.
sink, that could pretty easily be just taken out. And we can do an MSS Plus sink.
I'm down for that. That sink
So-
is not something nice. to
So
look
over
at.
there, we'll have like kind of a, we'll do a single door tall locker, MSS Plus sink, and then your pressure washer system up on the wall.
What is that? What is that in the bottom right hand corner there? Is that irrigation valves or something?
That's
what
the
you were
water
talking
that
about
comes
earlier.
into the house.
Okay. So that's your shut off for the main water line. So we're going to end up cutting that wall. We're going to end up cutting off the drywall so we can pipe in and brace the wall for the pressure washing system. So that whole wall is going to come down and then we're going to refloat it.
Okay. How much this is probably what, like 14, 15 inches?
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Something like that. And you may even, to help it not be so cluttered, you might even just do away with the stainless shelves.
What about doing the backer and an upper cabinet? Since we're already using that real estate.
Yeah, definitely could. Actually, here, let's do. I just feel like it's a little busy, like it's going to be a lot going on, because we're putting a lot of stuff into a pretty small little spot there, right here.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to have it the single locker, your sink, and maybe even just leave just completely open above it to help kind of lighten up the space. The problem with that is it is a little bit less usable.
To your call.
So it's up to you.
I think I would actually like the 1 or 2 floating shelves.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I'll use it, but if I'm cleaning something or I need to put something up while I'm cleaning something else, I could always just put it there for a second.
And would do that without the back panel.
Okay.
You could do the back panel, but
Yeah.
that might be an idea too. You could do the back panel on it
Okay.
if you wanted, and then put shelves on that. I don't know
It's right there.
if it's going to be strong enough to hold like gallons and stuff
No, I
like
won't
that.
put anything on
Yeah.
really heavy. I'm talking about something light. If I gotta
Yeah.
put,
Oh.
What could kind of be cool too, since we're doing the pressure washer over here. What do you think about doing instead of doing the regular pressure washer shelf, doing like one single shelf that goes all the way across, and have the pressure washer on that kind of integrated in, so it's not like cabinet shelves pressure. That's like kind of makes it a little more seamless.
The shelves would be useless because things would be vibrating. Whereas
That's true.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah, all your stuff would be falling.
bad.
All right, scratch that. We'll just do it like this. Obviously, this is not what the Krenzel looks like, but
I do like the idea of having like the back wall kind of match it.
Okay.
Since you're gonna have that standing cabinet, at least having the back will be flush to the cabinet. So it looks as if it's one single unit
Yeah.
kind of together.
I think that's pretty cool. And you could center this if you brought it up higher, but you'd be like pretty high up there
Okay.
because of basically the issue we have is trying to keep the canisters away from this, because right now they're going to come down to probably about here,
Okay.
maybe like right in here. Whoop. So you got to make sure that it's over far enough, hence being a little bit closer to the cabinet.
That's fine.
So
Now,
well, I mean, that would work, because then you could put your wand holder, over on that wall, maybe above this or something. Or
where is there a hose bib outside?
Right outside. So basically, where you see where it comes into the house of water, it's within like 1.5 feet, 2 feet, almost like.
like right out here
Yeah, it's actually
on this other side of this
nope,
wall.
other side of the wall. That side.
It's on this wall. Okay.
I'm just thinking about a bucket filler. Because we don't have a lot of room in there. We could do something like what I did with the VinWiki garage, where we put the bucket filler in the middle of the piping.
Or we could use the piping and build the bucket filler into the piping. You could just do a T at the top right, rather than the 90. Move the 90 over to come down, and then do a pre-boost valve, and then do like the stainless bucket filler and stuff right off of that. And then you could have filtered or unfiltered water for your buckets if you wanted to, for some reason. And it would hang, right over that little setup.
Well, that's the problem.
So yeah.
You just have to flip your buckets around. You fill one, turn it around, fill the other.
Because it would be like right here. It would come off the piping solution.
So it would actually make sense if we would probably want to mount the pressure washer a little higher than normal, so we can fit the buckets underneath the system. Because otherwise, or no, you could put the buckets over on the left wall there. Actually, that would be a good place for your buckets to sit.
Yeah, they could just sit right in front of this.
Yeah, that's not
or
an issue.
over here.
Yeah, that's a good point, because we can't really do anything with that anyway.
Yep.
And with this little, you can put some, stainless shelves or something on here too, if you wanted to do that. Like you could maybe, if you wanted to open this up again, like I was saying, get rid of shelves here, get rid of the back panel, open that up. You could put shelves over here, and then have your buckets underneath. Kind of like how you used to have your setup next door with the shelves and the buckets and stuff.
The problem is that wall probably doesn't have studs.
Yeah, that wall is for our gas stove. So they told me.
Well, you could drywall anchor, but there's probably not any studs there.
It looks like the little wall is the stove.
I might be able to see if we have studs actually,
This
because I have the videos of them doing that.
Okay.
Let me just check it really fast.
So then the garage door opener, we're going to take that down and do a LiftMaster 8500. So we're going to do a jack shaft. So all that assembly there will go away.
The one that you just bought.
The one I just bought on Thursday.
Yeah. And
Yeah, you literally just bought this and installed it.
it'd be nice if we get the painter, if we can have the whatever the channel, so if we can paint those black. Where the garage, what is that called? The garage door is going in, that thing, yeah.
The rails.
Rails, thank you. Multitasking on you here. Can't let this go. All right, so we got the sink done, teapot.
Yep.
So here's the question: how much crap do you have? To do stainless shelves on the wall there, are you going to have anything on them? Because we do have quite a bit of cabinets here.
Yeah.
So the only thing I do want to display would more likely be the polishers, just how you do it. Other than that, I normally put everything in cabinets just because I like the minimal look of things.
So we could put the polishers right there. Do we have any of those KXK racks still?
I don't think so. I think we're all out now.
Like, I don't even know if they're making.
Yeah,
them.
I don't know. But I mean, we can find something. Yeah, I mean, this pretty much finishes up the main bulk of.
So light fixtures, we're gonna do 6 fixtures.
6 of the, I think 4 bulb would be fine because it's like 9 feet 2 inches.
Yeah, definitely 4
Alright.
bulb. Yeah, at 9 feet, we definitely
Yep.
want that.
9 feet 2 inches.
Okay,
I mean,
so
it's going to be bright as
Cool.
it is with 6 fixtures, but
let's talk about compressor. Show me the picture of where the box is again, that sidewall. Show me his actual pictures. I think it'll get really busy. So air dryer, I freaking never use that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we could put the air dryer above, but we have to put the hose reels somewhere. And I think that the hose reels, I would think that you would put the hose reels on above the compressor, and like picture my compressor here, and you have the 2 reels sort of hanging up above it, because we don't have enough room on the left or the right, because that sticks out 26 inches.
Okay.
And so that means that they're going to have like 10 inches of room between the garage door frame and the outside, or the belly of the compressor, if you will.
Okay.
So, I mean, we could do a dryer above that, but then where are we going to put the hose reels? Because the cabinets are going to be too tall to put it above the cabinets, because the cabinets are 80 inches tall. You wouldn't be able to, picture trying to reach, like if you had hose reels, you're not going to be able to, to try to reach all the way up there, and you won't want them hanging on the front of it.
We can do away with the dryer. That's just to dry the car, I'm assuming?
No, the air dryer. See the thing on the right?
Okay.
It dries the air for the air compressor.
I see. Okay.
But, I would nix that in this application, because we could fit one in here, but I just think it's going to
really
look
low. Or what about doing an empty panel like this on the end and putting your hose reels on that? You might have to. I don't know if it's strong enough, but
No, definitely not.
yeah, you maybe brace it somehow, but then it would probably look funny.
Yeah, so we want to power and air. Now, I mean, we could run Prevost piping around. I just think of the 9-foot ceiling. It's up to you, but hanging a hose reel on a 9-foot ceiling is so busy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And doing we could do a loop. We could do a Prevost loop. We could do a square, but then you're gonna have hose reels hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, it'd be so much going on.
Yeah, it's too much.
We could also do some reels out here on the front wall.
We could instead of doing a reel over here where there's not much space, you could just do a manifold.
What about this? Go to the front of the room. So go back to the main schematic, the home designer, your main. What if we did a display here? Do like a big 65 or 75. You're going to want LCD in here. And what if we did 2 hose reels flanking the TV? So we did power and air, like right here on either side of the TV. Wouldn't that look pretty sick?
It's pretty cool, actually.
That would be pretty cool.
Because then you can pull power and air down this side of the car, power and air down that side of the car. We're gonna have a lift in the middle. That would be pretty sick. And we'd run our Prevost piping up and around. We can make it look real clean. And you'd probably do like a Sony 900H or 80H or something like that. You don't want to do OLED in here because it'll be too much glare from the outside. You won't be able to see it. Yeah, I'd do them symmetrically in between the TV and the cabin array.
Okay.
So we probably have them about 18 inches from the edge of the TV at roughly eye level. So you have them like, that's what we did them in the Vinwiki garage, about yay high.
No, you don't want to center it. Yeah, so 18. That's about 18 inches.
Go back to the picture. Where's the outlet on that wall?
Right there.
So that's our 30.
Yeah. Cabinets are going to come out to here.
Well, actually, the advantage of putting it close to the TV is that then we could hide the wire.
True. You could do the power cords on the inside
Right.
next to the TV.
I think that'd actually be pretty darn cool.
Yeah, this was pretty cool next to the TV. Like
That gives us our statement piece when you open the. Now remember, we're going to have piping. We're going to have pipe running across, and then we'll have it, a whip come down. The other option, what we could do is we could put it up high. You could put the hose reels up near the ceiling, and you have the droop. You have it whatever height you need it to be. Have it droop down. So if we had these up at the ceiling and they're just hung down to whatever you needed to reach it. Yeah, I think that'd be the way to go. The only problem is getting power up there. See, the advantage is of keeping it lower, somewhere near the TV somewhere, even at that height, is that then we can get our power to it.
You're going to want the TV up a little bit anyway, because of the cars
Standing
in the garage
height, yeah.
or whatever. So you're probably going to have the TV up here.
Right.
Your power outlets are like right here.
So,
Maybe have the
our
bottom.
blue piping is going to come around to here, and then boom, boom.
So you could have them centered like that, or maybe pull them up to like right there.
I like it flush with the TV on the top.
And these are decisions we kind of make as game time decision while we're installing it. I need to put the lift in. So we're going to do a Sprinter 7.
And we're not gonna do like in ground or anything like that, right?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you don't want to cut your foundation of your house to do that now. It's too late.
Ooh, the only thing we're gonna have to figure out is where is the control box. Do we want to just center it?
Yeah, this is a real problem.
The lift is going to be tough. You put the lift in, because I don't know, you're not fitting with these cabinets. Like, you're absolutely not fitting 2 cars in here.
Yep.
So think about the lift, right? There's a control unit that has to go somewhere, and so it's going to be rather undesirable to have the control unit over here, because then you're going to, every time you're walking in the house, and you're going to walk over the hydraulic lines. If you put it over here, I mean, our cabinets are a problem.
They gave us, well, yeah, it would, and we could put it in a cabinet, but then we're losing.
Yeah, it's a waste of a cabinet,
The
right?
whole cabinet's dead then.
I would think the position that might look the best is centered right underneath the TV.
Yeah.
Can we get it there, though? So go to the Nussbaum site. Let's look at the crude pictures they have for the Sprinter. So if we have 9'4", an average car is 50 to 60 inches tall. That would be a sedan.
Sprinter or the Jumbo 7?
No, he can't use that.
Oh, yeah.
He needs a
Mid-rise.
mid, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we need a Sprinter 7. See if they give us some photos of
It looks like it's pretty long.
And obviously we don't want a darn hydraulic. Yeah, so this is designed to be, somewhat portable.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with a lift. I mean, you're going to have to, it's 4 inches tall. So you're going to drive up on it every time you drive into the garage. And so what we're going to do, if we're going to do that, this is going to look just like this.
Okay.
And we're going to have to figure out some sort of cover for this thing here. So actually, we'll be able to use our 30 amp. I don't think this requires 30 amps, but we'll be able to plug this in. So this box would go right underneath the TV, sort of centered, and then you would have, so this would come out and then 90. And then we would have you'd want to put permanent approach ramps. So you'd bolt this thing to the floor.
Okay.
And then you'd have the ramps, because you can't get any lowered car on that thing. And there's not enough room to get. So you'd have ramps like I have here. So it's going to come off and 90 and sit somewhere. And it won't be centered on the TV. It's going to be somewhere under the Cox rails somewhere.
Yeah,
We'd have to talk to Nussbaum about getting the channel, the hydraulic cover that they have for the the jumbo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't be an issue.
Because if you have an X5 is like probably 65 inches tall, 70 inches tall.
It was right at like 69.
So 70 inches tall. And if you have, what's 9 feet? 108?
You're going to have about 3 feet.
Right.
So
there's
3 feet 5 inches.
Right, and on a car, you're going to have another 8 inches. So you're going to have 4 feet. What is the Sprinter's height? I think it goes up to 4 feet. And so what you do is you set the limit switch.
Yeah.
40 inches.
Yeah. So you don't want the extra bulk and weight of a Jumbo 7. So this is the lift you want.
Yep. And it's more than enough height for me to even get in the car, so it's perfectly fine.
And so just imagine, every time you drive, you're jumping up on the lift. So you just have to keep that in mind. Now on the X5, you could probably just stagger it, but you could drive, a wheel down the middle. I'm not sure.
You could always maybe center the one.
And that's another game time decision we can make. We
dimensions, exactly, but
I'm fine moving it to the left so we can have some more clearance in some other area.
The problem is if you do get a car at some point, the car's not going to be able to stagger that.
I know that.
You can't really drive over that.
I don't think that's drivable.
You'd probably break that.
I see.
So you're going to be driving up on the lift. And this one isn't as wide as the regular scissor lift.
Mm-hmm. It's very narrow. It's probably 15 inches or something.
Since I'm only going to fit one car in there, once I do end up buying another car, I'm obviously only going to have just that one car in there.
What if...
Yeah.
So what's the length of this? Platform length is 79 inches. This is going to be a little less than 79 inches. And then you're going to add on approach ramps. That's 72. You have it 82 inches.
So 79 plus what?
Another, if they're somewhat like these approach ramps. 33.
So 66.
So 79 plus 66, what is that, 143?
145.
Yeah, I guess you would center it on the room too, front to back. And then we'd have to talk to Nussbaum about having if we had the cover. What about this? Go back to our Swisstrax design. What about having silver approach? So you knew how to line up your car? Silver approach tracks.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, well.
So how could we make that look good? And so...
all the way to the edge?
Mm-hmm. So you'd have your edge pieces and your...
So...
There's not very many. It's 2 tiles.
All the way through the lift, do you think?
Well, we're going to have the lift cutter. We're going to cut the tiles around the lift, but
Well, yeah, but I mean,
It's going to be something like that tells you how to get on it.
Yeah, that should be quite a big help.
And so I think you could still keep your border and make it look decent. So actually, what if our border went to where the lift started?
the border went.
So we have the big rectangle border, and then we
Yep.
just have the approaches coming off of that.
Oh, okay.
So the border
So not
comes
on that,
around
yeah,
and then ends, and then we have the approach gray.
So you have your lift kind of in the middle of that.
Yeah, and so we do
Or, I
we
mean-
do silver edge pieces, and the silver couple of tiles leading in.
Might as well make
The
this
other option,
symmetrical.
instead of a lead in, make all 4 of those tiles there. So make that all silver,
Like
and
that?
then that's your approach.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm down for that.
And then when we do the edge pieces,
Yeah, I think that silver needs to go back another row.
which one? This one? Back here?
Yeah,
The only reason I did that was just because you're going to have the lift right in the middle.
yeah.
So you're going to have it, no gap over here.
Well,
And then it's going to be off back there.
I mean, you can get the dimension off of the. So that's what, 3 tiles in, or 4 tiles.
This is 3.
Yeah, so that's 45,
3 and
47 and a half inches.
Is going to
And
go all the way to this
we
edge.
can cut the lift into the silver border, if we as it's.
So as it is right here, the lift would be right to this edge and right to this edge.
Mm-hmm.
So we could push this back.
So I think you should push
but
them both back.
both.
Yeah, so bring the bottom down 1 row and bring the top down 1 row.
Yeah.
So go back to the main overview. Okay, so we've got our compressor. We're going to run our Prevost, so we'll have a flex line out to. We don't need a regulator, so we'll put a wall manifold right there, and I'll set it up just like I have mine.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to skip the air dryer. Then we're going to run a blue pipe all the way across and over. We'll grab power from behind the TV. We have 2 countertops.
We might be able to do 1 with MSS Plus.
No,
not for that size.
No.
Yeah, never mind.
We grab power for the compressor right there.
This is that little bump out wall.
So we need
it
a
comes about right there.
15 amp 240 volt. We're gonna cut the ceiling, so we're gonna be cutting a lot of drywall. So we're probably gonna need 5 days to do this.
Okay.
So we'll be cutting drywall. What's my hotel situation look like around here? Is there a Ritz-Carlton anywhere nearby?
I'll find some for you. There's hotels.
4 Seasons? Waldorf?
I'll try to find something
And
fancy.
staying at some freaking Motel 6. So then we're doing the full MSS Plus sonic tool array. We need to put stainless shelves in on the wall there.
Or are you going
Yeah.
to do stainless shelves, or are you going to do polisher racks?
Oh, I don't think we can get those polisher racks.
Stainless steel shelves is fine.
Actually, I have the polisher racks. You can just do mine if you really want the KXK racks. It's just the problem is now is we have Flex and Rupes, so they don't all match.
Oh, I see.
I think you're going to want to put the rack or the polishers in the cabinet. That's why I took mine off the wall.
Oh, I
because
didn't realize
they don't match anymore.
Yeah, I have that match around. It's gonna bother me.
Because we're gonna have the 2 Flex machines, 3 Flex machines, and 3 Rupes machines.
Okay.
All right, so let's do
Let's do the shelves.
So what's the width of that bump out?
46.
Oh, is that the right side? So we want to do 32-inch shelves. 32 by 8, and probably 4 of them. either 4 or 5. So if we do shelves, we keep everything off the wall on the right there as you're approaching the the entry, so you don't have anything impeding your walkway. Then we've got our 19 drawers with tools. We've got one of all the Milwaukee stuff. We've got one of all the detailing stuff, so a lot of our detailing stuff will go on the shelf.
Okay.
Microfiber towels will probably go in that cabinet right there. We'll have power in the drawers, the bottom drawers. So I think most of our Milwaukee tool grid stuff will go in the bottom drawer. So Scan Grip, Milwaukee will go underneath, in the bottom drawers where there's power, either or the bottom drawer or the upper drawers. The upper cabinets have power too. So yeah, so we'll kind of again we'll play.
We can put power in them. They don't come with the adapters anymore. Or we can.
Since when? Since last week?
Well, I mean, we can put it in there. But we just have to order it separately.
Oh, well, because we didn't order separately on these.
I ordered power adapters or power brackets for them.
Yes.
For the US, they don't actually just come with every single.
So we would want. Yeah, I mean, you'd might as well put power in all of them. Mm-hmm. And we don't use it. Well, we need some audio in here too.
Some speakers up there.
Yeah.
Or I guess it makes sense you can mount something on the wall next to the TV.
I think this calls for sound bar.
Yeah.
Below the TV.
So I don't know, it's not really, soundbar in general is not audiophile quality, but Sonos soundbar and maybe a sub somewhere else in the room or something would just be so simple and seamless as far as just usability. Soundbar, maybe we'd have the sub up there, or oh gosh, can't drive this thing. You could even put a sub just right next to the cabinet. Because I think if you did Sonos,
Yeah,
it would be,
I like that idea.
It would be pretty small, I think.
It's right here, boom. The sub soundbar combo.
Mm-hmm. Or you could just you could drop the sub right next to the lift control box.
Well, the Sonos sub is wall mounted.
Oh,
Pretty sure.
really?
That's looking really good right now.
That might actually be kind of a cool idea to paint that wall, maybe a little accent color or something,
Oh,
different gray.
Let's paint it red.
All right. No, we're not going crazy here.
What color are you gonna do the walls?
Some type of gray.
All right, and then we'll just stick with our Harbor Gray then.
You can do a different color if you'd like.
If you do too dark a gray, then it's gonna look too small.
Yeah, that's what my wife's saying.
So I was showing him David Plott's garage and how he does he's got the darker ceiling. I think would look really cool in here. And me and Bryce were talking that when you do a darker ceiling, especially with these lights, it kind of almost makes the ceiling disappear.
Yeah.
And as long as the rest of the room is nice and light and not too dark, it actually might make the space feel even bigger.
If you do something like worldly gray.
Maybe something more on this level of color. Not really this, because this is a little bit more gray than what the actual cabinets are, but something kind of charcoal on the ceiling. I think
Tricorn black. It's like the blackest black of any paint.
No, wasn't that a it's like a car color or
You're
something?
thinking Venta.
Oh yeah,
Vanta.
Fanta black.
Vanta black. It's the absence of light. It actually absorbs light. Vanta is a material developed by Surrey Nanosystems. It's one of the darkest substances known, absorbing 99.965% of visible light. Vanta.
That's great.
Natty facts. Wikipedia facts with Matt.
All right, you got me thinking. You got me. All right. He likes black, so
As long as the rest of it is so here's the thing though. Here's
remember the
thing.
floor is black.
The floor
Change the floor
being
to black.
won't really work with that.
Change the floor to
Because if
black.
you do black up here, black cabinets, black floor, it's going to feel really small.
Should we change the floor color then to like a light gray or
I would.
and then
And then
And then
and
do
then
black.
your lift, if you do a lighter
If
gray
you
floor,
we'll switch those, so black and gray, flip them.
It
But
would,
then we just can't do any rubber tracks.
I don't think he really needs rubber tracks anyway, personally. Because like even over there, like it's like, is this rubber tracks? Is that rubber track? I can't
Yeah.
tell. You know, I mean, if you're standing on it all day, maybe you would be able to tell a difference. But
The floor will look a lot cleaner. I'd rather have black ceiling than black floor.
yeah, I would
Okay.
too.
so we can still do this. So now, if we don't do rubber tracks, now we can kind of bump this out a little bit. This design.
Yeah, yep.
So cabinets are going to be here. So we can bring it about here. We'll just go all the way. Yeah, we'll still just kind of end it there.
Yeah, I like that.
That works.
So this will be similar color-wise to what I've got going on here.
And the coolest part is the floor is going to match the handles on the cabinets. And then I think you go light gray, harbor gray walls, and black ceiling.
Sounds good. We'll do it.
White trim.
You could do gray as an accent too if you wanted,
I
but
think black. I think black.
yeah, it'll match all the.
Yeah. Yeah, now we're talking. And we got enough of a different look from the normal OG standard where people won't be freaking yelling at me.
Prime lights can make those black on the outside.
No. They don't make anything. They just,
They source it.
yeah.
You could just spray paint them, honestly,
So it like blends.
Yeah, we
Just the
could.
light.
because they arrive already like basically disassembled because you have to put the bulbs in and everything,
I see.
and it's just a piece of metal basically.
Yeah. We
So you
freaking
just-
spray paint them.
Yeah, just spray paint the outside.
Okay.
Don't spray paint the inside, leave
Yeah.
that. But the outer shell, you can just spray it.
My wife's good at painting. I can give her some tasks to do.
There you go. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty cool. It's definitely going to be a departure from the normal, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Might as well just put a bed there and go to sleep. This side.
And then the Fiat
Here's,
colors are going to match in really well. We'll have the blue piping. We'll have the manifold here, blue piping from Prevost going up and around. Man, that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, I loved seeing the blue piping. I think
Yeah,
it's going to be freaking cool.
Are we getting different colored air and power reels, or just?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the blue throwing off. It's like the only blue thing in there.
Yeah, no, I think that would be good. It'll tie in with the piping. So I'll have to do the piping design. I mean, it'll be pretty simple, but we can do that. I'll do that on paper or whatever to figure out exactly what we'll need.
Okay, the Sonos sub does sit on the floor, but it's super compact.
Yeah, it's like real flat, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we needed to communicate because we can't run wires from the TV area. We won't want to because there's nothing below the TV.
Is it Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it's all
One of my
Wi-Fi.
routers is directly behind the garage,
Yeah, perfect.
so there's plenty of coverage for it.
With
Yeah,
do you have
Those freaking outlets.
you have an iPhone?
Yes.
Okay. Because Sonos now has built-in AirPlay.
We're going to end up moving those
nice.
outlets up. Because think about it, you want the hose reels so you can walk underneath them, so they're not in your way. Because when the car is pulled all the way up front, the whole point of us putting the cabinets on the left was so that we could, not be impeded.
And I was watching my wife, and I noticed she doesn't like the white face plates for the outlets. I think she wanted like a black one or something. So, but it's more for the interior of the house. But
No, I gotcha.
And then we'll paint that step, stain it and paint it. Mike will do something with that.
it looks good.
I think, as much as I hate to say this, I think we should wait. I think we should paint it
Okay.
so we can do the full before and after, instead of having painters come first.
Okay. I'm fine with that. The garage will be cleared anyways, so
Yeah.
there'll be nothing in there to impede the painting. So
So day one will be paint. Well, it's not going to be cleared out. It's going to be filled with all the stuff.
well, they're coming the first week of August to build my fencing shed, so if we can
load
move some
up,
stuff
yeah.
from, we can load up in the backyard or in the shed too.
What is this?
That's the control panel. That's where all my Ethernet cables
Oh,
and
okay.
lines route to.
Okay. I was thinking that was inside your house.
All right, so what do we do next? We need to build a spreadsheet of all the things we have, and then all the things I need to order separately. And then we may need to adjust the cabinets depending on availability.
Yeah.
That'll be the only holdup. Everything else should be in stock.
Yeah, I don't know. MSS Plus.
Right.
We're not gonna. I don't know if he's.
Yeah, but if they have a
gonna any of
15,
that.
we may change up our design. If we need to do a 1540, we can do that. Or maybe they have maybe we do one 6-drawer.
Yeah, some of the oddball stuff like 1540 and the portable cabinets and stuff like that. They may have.
We just need 2 720s and 1 890. Or we need 13
Worth of cabinets.
Yeah, we need 13 720 drawers. And we need at least 1 890 cabinet. We need 6 890 drawers.
13 720 drawers?
Mm-hmm.
We could get away with 10. And then all of these smalls you could put into like an 890 drawer or something.
Yeah, but 10 is still 2 cabinets.
Right.
We need 2 cabinets.
Well, the problem is, though, they may or may not have the 728 drawers. If they have the 726 drawers, it cuts your small cabinets in half.
Right.
Or the small
Yeah,
drawers.
3 drawers, yeah.
I'll talk. I'll talk to Harrison and see what we have and what we can do.
That'd be maybe the one thing we need to change up a bit.
I'm pretty flexible, so I'll solve it.
Because, they're like, it's not like wait 3 weeks, it's wait 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so these upper cabinets are December.
Oh, wow.
That's what we're looking at. So even doing the cabinet array like we have it, at best case scenario, for the uppers, we're gonna have to wait.
Mm-hmm. We could do the black reels and then get the silver pipe.
Yeah, the vacuum pipe. We were looking at that the other day.
And just keep the blue out of there.
So if it ended up that we had to do something different, if we did a 1540, a 700 portable, and a 720 6-drawer, if they don't have the 8-drawer, that would give us 12 of the medium-sized drawers. And then one of the drawers is just deeper, so you could always, you could throw some tools in there if you needed to. See, like these. So last time when we did a array for someone that had these in stock, but they didn't have the 8 drawer. And unfortunately, going from an 8 drawer down to a 6 drawer, you lose half of your shallow drawer capacity, because there's 6 shallow drawers in the 8 drawer unit, and then there's only 3 in that one. So we can't do just a bunch of those, because then you just won't have enough shallow drawers for all your tools.
I see.
So I'll talk to Harrison and see what they have available that we can do before Christmas.
Yeah, and then what I'll have to do, I think we should create a spreadsheet, so we can work on that Monday. We'll create a spreadsheet, because I don't want to miss any of like the detailing stuff, and then we need to start, boxing and shipping and all that stuff.
Yeah, because we need to get going.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to do this next month, if we can get the stuff. The cabinets will be the one, the dictator of it. I wonder how much this is going to be. I have no idea. It's like 80 grand or something like that. 80 or 90 grand.
It's slightly different from your original video of what it is you...
Well, we've found new stuff.
Yeah.
I think I budgeted, we had intended to be 85,000, something like that. So we'll be under that. This won't be that much. So we're just doing whatever needs to be done.
It's going to be nice.
And they'll probably book us for 7 days. So the next videos will be quite a bit more exciting when we get into the actual doing of this stuff. But we wanted to sit down and add it all up. Of course, you've seen me pull all of like the individual detailing stuff before, so we'll be doing every detailing item that I have, every tool that I have, every part and piece that I have. We'll be doing some tool grid stuff as well. So we'll be doing I'll be getting some tool grid prototypes for our Milwaukee tools, and then setting everything up organized from start to finish. So yeah, my guess is we'll probably book, Mike will be the thing, and I'll probably just book a trip and just not book a return flight and just stay as long as it takes. So yeah, and Mike will go home when he's done, and then I'll stay until it's finished. But yeah, that's the plan. So anyway, stay tuned. The cabinets will dictate when we can get this done, but I would hope in the next few, maybe month, we'll have this booked, and we'll be, shooting Series Bryce, and hopefully Kyle can come, and Michael Wob is going to come. We're going to shoot this whole series of doing the install from start to finish. So anyway, stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Maybe we should start another garage giveaway to help me pay for this, since I've already spent all the money that I got from that giveaway 6 months ago. Catch you soon.